Hi, my name is Rob Phillips. I'm CEO and founder of Phillips Connect. I am really excited that you're giving us this time today to share with you those three most impactful ways that you can make smart trailers really work for your fleet. I want to say right off the bat, I know that your time is valuable, so we are working really hard to really condense the discussion into those areas that are going to make the biggest impact for your business. So we're going to go through some industry trends, maintenance, cargo, talk a little bit about the organization, and then we're going to close it up and get some time for Q&A. So there's a lot we're going to go through, but you might be asking, why are we bringing this up right now? There's a lot of good reasons. If you look at the industry headlines, there's a lot of key topics that are really making their way to the top, whether it's security of fleets, artificial intelligence coming into trucking, fuel costs, and how that's being impacted by different forces of the economy. All these devastating impacts of nuclear verdicts that are impacting fleets across the board. All these technologies are coming to light right now, and it's hard to make sense of what's most important, what can have the biggest impact on your business. I always like to start by talking about what a smart trailer is, but I also want to talk about what it isn't. We've got some great competitors that maybe we compete with on some levels: Spirion, Skybits, Orbcomm, Omnitrax. There's a lot of players that do trailer tracking. We don't play in that space. Trailer tracking is like 5% of what we do. The real value with what we built at Phillips Connect is around smart trailers. And smart trailers are way more than just knowing where the dots are on our map and being able to see. We're bringing true value to you from the maintenance perspective, from productivity, cost savings for fleets, areas like tractor trailer pairing, tire inflation systems, automatic tire inflation systems, putting cameras inside of trailers to understand the condition of your cargo, understanding the condition of your brakes, your wheel ends. All these things together are pointing out areas that are non-productive for fleets, and we help you find ways to save costs. That's what a smart trailer is. There's a lot more. We do temperature inside the trailer, outside the trailer. We do lift gate monitoring. This business is continuing to grow really fast, and the number of sensors are growing quickly too. So it's really complicated. I know there's a lot to it. We're going to do our best today to really share those top three areas that make the biggest impact for your fleet. So I'm going to pass it over to our team, who knows much more than I do about this, who's going to be able to bring those three most impactful ways of getting started with smart trailer technology to light. Thank you.
Thanks, Rob. I want to start with three impactful ways to get started with an investment in smart trailers. And that always starts with tires. Monitoring tires and really all the things that go into tire maintenance provides fleets so many areas of benefit. It's just natural to start with it. When I finish with the tire section, we're going to get into cargo cameras and all the benefits those can bring to organizations. And then we're going to finish by talking about getting data in the hands of drivers so you can improve productivity and safety. So as we talk about the tire portion first, let's start with a trailer that does not have a smart trailer solution. So in this scenario, a driver is going to bring an empty trailer to a yard. That trailer is then going to be loaded. A new driver is going to be dispatched to pick it up. And only after the money has been spent and the time has been spent to get that driver to the yard, are we going to find that there's a problem. When we move ahead and we look at the benefits of monitoring tire health with a smart trailer package, we're going to see big changes in this story. So let's talk next about what it means to monitor tire health on a smart trailer. Most of the fleets that we deal with today don't just want to look at the pressure in their tires. They also want to understand that the auto inflation system that they have on the trailer is giving them value as well. And so when we talk about monitoring tire health, we really talk about monitoring the entire system that makes sure that you have tires at the proper pressures. When you look at the visual representation here, you'll see green icons for all the healthy tires, and you'll see a red icon for an unhealthy tire. You'll also see the exact pressures and the temperatures and the latest update we have on each tire. That makes sure that you're making decisions based on absolutely current information. We also will provide fleets with background trending data. And that trending data covers a lot of different areas. First, just focus on the individual tires. You can see every tire's trend lines and the health of those tires as they're changing over time. And you can layer in with it on the same time series, auto inflation activity. So you can see exactly when the auto inflation systems are deploying, and you can see which tires are impacted. When you combine all of that data, you can create incredible insights around tire health. Now let's talk about a trailer with tire health monitoring as part of a smart trailer package and go through the same example we had before, but with the benefit of this technology. So now we're going to have an empty trailer arrive at the yard, and as it arrives, we're going to automatically provide a report to the yard personnel on the health of all the tires on that trailer. That means that they see up front, before that unit gets loaded, that there's a tire problem, and they can choose to deal with it then and schedule the maintenance and make sure that you have a healthy set of tires on the trailer before you put that trailer on a dock door and before the next driver is dispatched. That eliminates all of the costs that we talked about for delays to the driver, delays to cargo, missed appointments, because you've eliminated those tire concerns from the equation. That has huge impacts for productivity for your operations and for your drivers. Now let's talk about a tire failure on the road that is completely avoidable. In this example, we're showing a tire that had a road failure, but before that, we saw for 3 days that the tire was at a low pressure, and it simply wasn't caught before the driver left the yard with it. This is something that fleets can avoid as they implement a smart trailer package, and they use that data to change how they operate and how they select trailers for loading and how they dispatch drivers. Now I'm going to turn the presentation over to my good friend and colleague, John Higgins, to talk about cargo cameras.
Thanks, Cliff. I think it's important first to understand where the technology has been and where it's headed. In the past, tracking was just a dot on a map. We then added cargo sensing capability, but the limitations of the technology was it only knew if you were empty or loaded. So even if I had a trailer that only had 2 pallets in it, the dispatcher sees loaded and thinks that that trailer is not, we're not able to use it. With the new camera technology offered by Phillips Connect, not only can we give them a visual image to confirm what's in that trailer, but we also give them floor space and volumetric data. So now I know, do I have room for 2 extra pallets at the end of the trailer when a driver's on his way back in and make a pickup? We also have full field of view. Nothing more frustrating than having your picture taken and your head cut off. So we make sure that we give the dispatcher full visibility, both inside and the first 2 feet outside the trailer. So what we've seen from our customers is what kind of strategy should I implement here to drive the most revenue, but also being realistic around what's happening in the marketplace today. So the first thing is, as we spoke about, was efficient load monitoring. Imagine sitting on the dock, watching your trailer get ready to leave. It heads out the door, knowing that you had room for 2 more pallets, only to find out that there were 2 pallets that were going to the same destination that arrived 10 minutes later. If we could integrate that technology and let the dispatcher and the floor managers know there's 2 more pallets, they're 10 minutes behind, you could have saved yourself an entire load and thus increase your revenue because you're not sending a trailer with 2 pallets on it versus a full trailer going out the door. The other most important thing is detention reporting. Detention is nothing more than wanting to say, I could bill you if you're not taking care of my customer and my trailer and using it effectively. We give you the ability to monitor the entire supply chain from the minute it hits the door to the minute it's unloaded. Having that information is critical because you now have an eye in the sky watching your customer, and you're not relying on their phone call saying, oh yeah, your trailer's going to be unloaded in a day because we're busy, when you know your trailer's been sitting on the yard for 2 days. The other piece of that is really prevalent in the market today is theft. We aren't going to be able to prevent all theft. However, if we use the strategy around detect, prevent, and recover, how do we use that using this technology to create the best solution? Again, we're never going to prevent all thefts. The thieves are very good at what they do, and that's why they're who they are. A great example of this, we had a customer that was seeing trend around a trailer that kept getting stopped underneath the same overpass in a large metropolitan city every day. And at first it looked like it possibly was a traffic related issue. But what we noticed is that the customer noticed that the doors were opening and the cargo was being stolen out the back. By having that information, they were able to not only set up an operation to recover their stolen goods, but also get that thief off the street and prevent it from happening across the industry to other players in the marketplace. So let's go back to the example that Cliff gave around the trailer that arrived to the yard that had a maintenance issue. That trailer has now been repaired and is ready to go into the pool for trailers that I can assign as a dispatcher for the next available load. If I look at the first trailer that we pull up, we can see that it has some dunnage on it in the form of trash and a pallet. In the old days, that trailer would have been seen as being loaded. Now I know that I can go out there and have somebody on the dock, pull that trash out of there, and I know this trailer can be used on the next load. The second picture we pull up here shows a perfectly clear trailer, and I can see both inside and just past the rear doors, knowing that this trailer is 100% ready to go. I then dispatched that trailer to be loaded, and the result of that is the image you see in front of you now, which is a pristinely loaded trailer, loaded correctly, and everybody in the food chain knows that we have a solid load going out the door. It's packed to maximum capacity for what we can do for this load, and we can dispatch a driver to it. I dispatch the driver, and the delivery goes out the door successfully. Now that the truck is out the door, let's go back and talk about all the different people that were affected just by this one load. That same trailer that we had brought in earlier was touched by the driver, the mechanic, the maintenance team, and dispatch getting it ready to go. So once that trailer leaves, we know that it's safe and ready to go out the door. Well, how did it get there to begin with? That sales manager had a sale that said, I guarantee you we'll have that delivery there by 11 a.m. Customer service is saying we will have it there by 11 a.m. And the last thing that driver wants to do is arrive at 11:30 to a hostile customer. So by having all of this technology in the trailer, we're able to fulfill the organization's needs for the customer by saying we've delivered this trailer that's safe. There's no CSA violations. The driver's going to be very content because he's got a trailer he knows is safe. The load is on there properly, and he can deliver on time to the customer. So we're going to have a very positive customer experience from that.
Now I want to talk about something that I find really exciting, and that's getting data to drivers so they can do something with it and it can make them have a better day, a more productive day. We start with tire health, and all of the benefits that I talked about earlier around tire health, now they're available to your driver so they can do really good things with it. So we start by making that data available in our mobile app that's displayed in the in-cab device that you use for your ELD. And now we're showing the driver while they're parked, the health of all of their tires. And while they're moving, we will provide an alert that will tell you if a tire gets to a critical pressure level. That's designed so that you do not distract the driver with information that's not going to change how they operate the trailer. The next thing that we added was door status. And you might think, why did we talk about door status? Well, for a driver who is parked, it's really helpful to tell them that the doors open when they weren't expecting them to open. The next thing that we're doing is expanding to say what else could help a driver in their day. And brake health was the next one. We said, this is going to help drivers. So we're adding the faults that we see from the braking system and putting them on this screen, again, while you're parked, so we don't distract drivers. Another really cool thing that we're doing here is for trailers that have lift gates, we're showing the driver the state of charge of the battery so that they know if they've got enough charge in the batteries to complete their route. That's really going to impact them and really help with your productivity. Last thing I want to talk about here for drivers is the new backup camera from Philips, the rear view camera. This camera offers drivers great things for minimizing damage and safety because it's giving you for the first time a view at the back of the trailer from the cab so that you're not backing up and just using your mirrors. You've got that confidence that you can see what's behind you. And this camera is available anytime the driver needs it. So if the fleet will allow it, the camera can be configured to display images while you're driving to see maybe vehicles that are following too close, but its typical use case is going to be when you're backing up or when you're parked and you want to see what's happening at the back of the trailer. Last, I want to talk about our tractor trailer pairing product called TT Pair from Phillips. This is a really exciting technology because for the first time, it gives fleets an absolutely reliable wired connection between tractor and trailer to know which tractor is pulling which trailer. That absolute certainty gives fleets the ability to do a lot of things to help drivers first, but also improve processes in the back office. So let's talk about the driver's side of it first. Today, drivers will select the trailer and type in the unit number. With TT Pair, that can be automated or it can be validated. Fleets can choose either way that they want to do it. But at the end of that validation or automation, the fleet can then understand if the driver is picking a different trailer than the one that they were assigned and intercede at that point before the tractor and trailer even leave the origin facility. Frankly, before they even leave the parking spot. That lets you avoid mispulls and lets you understand if the driver selecting an alternative piece of equipment, that it's time to talk to the driver and understand why they're trying to do that. Now I'm going to turn it back over to John to take us through our final wrap up.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you for everyone attending today's webinar to talk about the most impactful ways to use smart trailer technology to transform your organization. As Rob mentioned, there were many sensor solutions we could have chose, but we felt that these were the most impactful for the bottom line of people, fuel, and tires because they drive the biggest line items in a trucking company. We hope that today was very informative for you, and we're going to open it up now for some Q&A.
Okay, first, we see that the attendees are using the survey options quite a bit. There's a survey going on right now that is inviting you to help pick topics for our future webinars. This is the first of many. John, maybe not 26, but we're going to have many webinars that we're going to do. So please give us your feedback. All right, the first question that came in is a fleet asking that we have auto inflation, but not tire pressure monitoring. Do they need both? And first, I would say auto inflation is a wonderful technology. It helps you make sure that your trailers get to destination, but you want to understand if auto inflation deployed so that you can address that issue at destination. So first, you want to monitor auto inflation. By also monitoring tire pressures, you understand which tires needed air so that you can direct your mechanics to the specific tires and avoid lost time looking for an issue on the wrong tires. Get exactly where you need as fast as possible.
So Cliff, the next question just came in. It says, well, how often can I see data from my sensors? Can I get real-time reading from your sensors, or is it once a day?
Actually, this is a it depends answer. So at Phillips Connect, we power the tire pressure monitoring solutions anytime that you need a reading. So while a tractor's connected, it's essentially live streaming data. But when the tractor is not there and the trailer is sitting on its own, the fleets can pull the trailers and get a live tire pressure reading anytime they need it. That's great for dispatch, for customer service, for the different organizations that don't have a schedule of when they need information. They just, when they need it, they need it. And so they can query and get information then.
So the next question, it talks about cargo sensors. I'm looking at the solution. What would I look into camera to support this, or why would I look at a camera to support this? So as we talked about earlier, the earlier implementations of cameras were built around, is it empty or is it loaded? Yes or no. Think of it as your garage door. If I put my foot in front of the sensor, it thinks it can't do anything. It says, I'm done, I can't communicate. So same thing with the existing technologies in the market today. From a volumetric perspective, as we showed, we can show you both volume and cube within the trailer, as well as give you the visual confirmation. So again, a picture's worth 1,000 words. And how simple is it now to say, Mr. Customer, I know you've unloaded my trailer. I'm looking at it right now and it's clearly empty.
Right. So John, this question's asking, is there a special device needed to run the driver app?
Absolutely not. The driver app is going to work on all of our standard devices, and we have partnerships with the ELD providers, always adding more to make sure that we can implement it into your solution.
Great. All right, next question is asking about the capabilities of the driver app and basically how to get started. So the driver app, we focused on tires first for all the reasons that I got into earlier. But really, the driver app is designed that you take what you need from it. So if the trailer has tire pressure monitoring, that's going to flow in naturally. Trailer's equipped with other sensors, then they're also just going to flow in. So if you just have tire sensors on the trailer, that's all you're going to see in the app. It's really designed to scale as you expand your solution.
Okay, next question. For the cargo camera solution, how are the images taken and how do I have control over them? So the great thing about the product that we presented to you today is the fact that you can schedule a delivery of the picture so you can get them when it comes in or out of a yard if you'd want to see that, if you want to see when a door is open or closed, but we also give you the ability to take a picture on demand. There's nothing more frustrating than waiting for a picture to arrive. Being able to go onto the portal and just clicking and saying, give me a picture now, and getting that result back in less than 2 minutes is incredibly important for our customers to understand what's really going on with the trailer.
Okay, so this is a TT pair question that came in. So can you tell me more about how we can make sure the right trailers connect to the right tractor? So TT pair works by having a replacement socket on the back of the cab that is going to transmit a unique ID for that tractor. And onboard the trailer is going to be a similar product that is reading that signal from the tractor and pairing it with the trailer and broadcasting that information. So we pick up that broadcast with a Phillips Connect telematics unit. Also, as the in-cab devices are capable of reading it, that can also work without needing a trailer telematics solution as part of it. TT pair can work on its own with just the equipment in the cab already.
Perfect. So Cliff, I already have tires and cargo monitoring. What do you suggest next?
I would really look at where your other pain points are. So if you have issues with brake health or lights, you can look there. If you have issues with lift gates, look there. I feel like over the last several years, we've worked both on our side and with integrating with great partners to surround a trailer with lots of options for fleets. So I would suggest look at your pain points and let's talk about what we can do to address them.
Okay, it doesn't look like we have any more questions. Well, first of all, we just want to say thank you for taking your time today to spend some quality time with us to talk about all these different things that we've covered today. Please make sure you sign up to be notified on what's next in our Thought Leadership series. I'm trying to get 26 out of the contract, but Cliff says we get 3 or 4, so we'll keep looking on that. So again, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.